Hi there, my name's Tony Wright, or sometimes known as Terrorvision Tone, or sometimes as Handsome Tony.
Or Fat Tony, whichever ones. And I'm Gorgeous Milly. And you're watching Craufurd TV.
Cause I'm a burned out, washed up, rocker boogie merchant. Don't stop me rocking, cause that's when I start to hurt. And I'm living off the fumes of my youth. Searching every bottle in my quest for the truth. I ask the whiskey bottle.
I suppose it starts with not having the best of times, really, going through a bit of turmoil, really, and then I had a few turmoilic, this is a word I've just invented, turmoilic songs, and a friend of mine, Gav, could see that I was sort of not in the best places, and he says, "Why have you got any songs?" And I played him a couple. He went, "Well, why don't you do a pledge album, you know?" And I says, "You know, how much would you need to record?" And I told him, and he went, "Well, I'll ask for that, you know what I mean?" He says, and I says, "Yeah, but I haven't done it for years." And he says, "Well, people will either buy into it or they won't, in which case they don't want to hear it. If they do, they do, so it's good." So I started from that point, and then as the year and life got better, threw a few away, wrote a few new ones, worked on them, and ended up with the album that it's, I call it like, what did I call it? Reflective strip of time, like a reflective strip of time over pretty much 12 months in the life of someone who's at a lowest ebb, climbing up a ladder. So without going too deep into it, really, that's probably where the inspiration came from, being in a very uninspiring place, but the kind of place where it's things you don't want to talk about, but you end up writing songs about for some reason, which is a strange sort of thing, that, isn't it?
I think it's like therapy, cathartic therapy.
I don't know.
Although some of those ladder drums had a bit of grease and oil on them, didn't they? Ooh, and then back on, you've got to put your foot in back in again.
Yeah, yeah. Not therapy the band, like psychological therapy.
Lift it up a bit.
I think direction-wise, it's always heading forwards, so it's not stepping back in that way. But I think whenever you write a song, you should think it's the best song you've ever written, but then you get the next song taps you on the shoulder and says, "No, sing me, sing me." And so you work on that one, and you're always inspired to write something better. I'd like to think that you always do, but sometimes you don't. When you don't have to write an album, I think you sometimes write better songs than when you do have to write an album. If you've got like some executive saying, "Have you got the next 12 songs ready?" then sometimes you get sick of them asking, so you go, "Yeah," and you just give them a really naff album, do you know what I mean? But when you're writing it for the right reasons, because you write songs and that's what you do, yeah, it's like painting. You want the next picture you paint wants to be better than the last picture you painted. You want to improve on your game all the time.
Let's start with that chord now.
Do that to put you off.
I know.
I don't even know what they're called. I just put my fingers there as fast as I can when I see him put his fingers there.
It's funny because it's true. So that one there starts like that. Isn't that one? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, I never could decide anything. So much so I wrote a song about it. Wasted feelings left hanging on the line. Could it be that it's just you there all the time? It's just those little things you do that annoy me. Like when I watch the game, you turn off the TV. When we argue, Tony, we always take it too far.
Even though we're promoting this album now, we're out on tour, and loving it, and it's going down great, and you're playing to people who are singing songs that are, you know, to them are only a few months old, but to us are probably a year or so old. We're already writing the next sort of set of songs which are about, you know, being in that place where everything's getting a bit better because people are singing along to them songs that you've just written, and like saying come on, and supporting you and urging you forwards. So it's great, yeah. And until I wake up one morning and don't have a song to sing, I think I'll always do it, and I'll always try my best. You sort of tell folk what you're willing to do on Pledge campaign, and I've sold Milly a few times. And
he dines me out, don't he? You can
Yeah.
dine with Milly for so many pence.
He's like one of them, what do you call it, gigolos, is it?
Yeah.
I sort of pimp him out a bit. But no, I mean, you tell people what you want to do, or what you're willing to do. You know?
I think some people asked if they could, maybe next time, if you could play on the album, pledge to play on it, so you could play like a chord on a guitar or something. I don't know the
Quite good that, but you
logistics.
can't afford showing you up, can you?
I know, yeah, well, they're probably better than us.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, maybe next time we've got all sorts of plans, haven't we, to do stuff now, because we're all like A&R men, or we're more and R really. Yeah, maybe. So because we're all like doing his own thing like that. There's all sorts of things you'd open up to, and you don't have to ask permission, you know. So I don't think we got a few people saying come play at our house, which would be great, but you know, we want to play it with everybody, not just, you know, parties, bar mitzvahs and barbecues.
Like a fish on a hook, I'm trying to swim. Like a butterfly trying to take off in the wind to get away from you. Thought it's the best thing that I could do. Love, hold on, don't you ever let it go. Please, love, hold on, 'cause I'm coming to save you.
I have a 17-year-old son who has a record player, and he's just stolen all my record collection. But in fairness, he's stolen it from a loft. So, you know, as when I was younger, I remember thinking if they invented a machine where I could put all my records on and press random play, and that was the past, and now we're in the future. We were talking about that earlier. We were actually in the future.
I don't like that now, because now I've gone back to vinyl. I like vinyl because you put it on and you listen to every track. You don't go, oh, this is rubbish, I'll skip it. I'll press the next button, because you can't do that. And I think personally, I wanted to do vinyl anyway, so I think it was going to happen whether people wanted it or not.
Yeah.
Because
So,
we just wanted to do.
it is nice.
It's been a long time since we've done vinyl.
It's more tangible. And do you know what? I think the good thing about old vinyl was, and I think they should even do this with CDs, I think they should sell CDs but in vinyl sleeves, because CD sleeves are too small. You can't put, you know, you can still do clever design and stuff like that, but album covers were always ace, because you'd put the record on and you look at the pictures, wouldn't you, and try and find stuff in them. It was like brilliant. But CDs got smaller and smaller, and then, you know, it's like this big, maybe that big. And you've got to like put something in, and I like the challenge of that, coming up with a design for that. But I think CDs should come in something that's this big, even though the CDs like that. It should come in something that's big. Gatefold as well. It should come in gatefold.
Yeah, but then that's like it's like the packaging thing, isn't it? It's like when you want your steak at Sainsbury's, do you want it to come in a big, massive, big package? I got DVD from Amazon the other week, and this is nowhere ever like it came in a box like that.
Yeah, well, if I got steak,
with loads of padding in and a DVD inside.
but if you
like
got
that.
steak, right, with a picture of like, I don't know, a scene of someone fighting a dragon with loads of details on it, you wouldn't want your steak in a little packet where you could like look, yeah. You want it in a big packet, wouldn't you, so you can see all like clouds and like.
You want me smoking that stuff again?
I don't know what you're on about.